Hello friends, welcome once again to Edupedia Word Videos, your destination to free online education. Today, we'll be starting a new topic titled Trigonometry. Friends, what the word trigonometry actually means, let us discover. Tri stands for 3. GNO means sides, whereas metry means to measure. Thus, trigonometry deals with measurement of a figure which has 3 sides. Now, a triangle has 3 sides, and thus trigonometry basically deals with measurements related to triangles. More precisely, it involves right-angled triangle. That is, a triangle has one of its angle as 90 degrees. Say, what is its use in daily life? Suppose we have two friends. One is approaching the house of other friend, and the other friend is standing at the rooftop of his house. Suppose by any means this friend that is walking towards the house, say of B, and this friend as A, has discovered that the distance left between his destination, that is this point of his house, and the place where he is currently is 10 meters. Then the buildings, these buildings are generally perpendicular to the ground. So it is a 90-degree angle, or this building is perpendicular to ground. Thus, this triangle formed is a right-angled triangle. If this person A by any means can find out what this angle is, that is this angle of elevation between this line AC and AB, then by applying the rules, the identities of trigonometry, he can easily find out the height of this house, or the height at which his friend B is standing. Consider another practical example. A person is standing again on the rooftop. A temple, a religious monument, is located at some point P, and there is a river in between them. So if he has to find out the height of this temple, he can easily find out by using trigonometry. If he knows his height of his house and this angle from the top of his house to the top of the temple by applying trigonometry ratios. Consider another example. A person sees a balloon moving from a point A to point B. If he knows the height of the balloon, say x, and he knows how much the angle has changed from point A to point B from the point at which the person is viewing, then he can find out how much distance the balloon has traveled. All these examples and much more can be simplified by the branch of mathematics called trigonometry. So let us learn trigonometry. Let us start trigonometry. The first topic that we'll be dealing is T ratios, short for trigonometric ratios. Friends, if we have a right-angled triangle, say right angled at B and the triangle as ABC, then there are certain ratios of different sides of this triangle and are represented in trigonometry language by certain names. It must be clear that trigonometry is applicable only if one of the angle is 90 degree. So the first ratio says sine of an angle. Say this is our angle A at which we have to find out the ratios. Then sine of A will mean that perpendicular over hypotenuse. Now this line BC is perpendicular, AB is base and AC is height. Thus sine of A will be BC over AC. Similarly, we have defined another ratio as cosecant, or shortly known as cos of A, and is written as base over hypotenuse, where base is AB and hypotenuse is AC in the given example of ours. Say we have another trigonometric ratio as tangent of A, which is given as perpendicular over base. That is, perpendicular is BC and base is AB. There are three more ratios that are just reciprocal of these ratios with different names. For example, we have cosecant, or shortly known as cosec of A, which is 1 over sine A. That is, it is nothing but reciprocal of the sine of angle. So it will be reciprocal and thus will be AC over BC, that is H over P, hypotenuse over base. Similarly, we have secant or sec of A, which is reciprocal of cosecant A, that is H over B or AC over AB. We have the last trigonometric ratios as cotangent, or shortly known as cot of A, which is reciprocal of tangent A, that is B over P or AB over PC. So while practicing these over and over, you will easily remember all these ratios. That is, sine is P over H, cos is B over H, tangent is P over B, and the rest of the ratios are just reciprocal of their counterparts. Let us have some examples to clearly study these ratios. For example, this question says, if sin x is given as 4 by 5, find all the other ratios. Now, since in this question only one ratio is given and nothing has been told about triangle, friends, it is clear that if it is a trigonometric ratio, then it must be a triangle, and more specifically a right angle triangle. Now x is the ratio, the angle given, so this will be the angle x. Now let this triangle be ABC, that is right angled at B, and we have to find out all the other ratios. Friends, if sine of x is given as 4 by 5, what is sine x? It is perpendicular over hypotenuse. Now, perpendicular is AB, whereas hypotenuse is AC. Thus, this part conveys that P ratio H are in the ratio 4:5. Or we can say P, if P is say 4 into some variable, say P, then hypotenuse will be 5P, where P is a constant number. Thus, by Pythagoras theorem, which states that perpendicular square plus base square equals hypotenuse square, we can easily find out base. Now, perpendicular is 4P, so its whole square plus P square equals 5P whole square, which means B square equals 25P square minus 16P square, or 9P square, which gives us B as 3P. Thus, we are left as P equals 4P, H equals 5P, and B equals 3P. The first ratio, that is sin x, is given as 4 by 5. Now cos x is base over hypotenuse. Base is 3P and hypotenuse is 5P. Therefore cos x is 3 by 5. Similarly, tangent x is perpendicular over base. Now perpendicular is 4P, whereas the base is 3P. Therefore tangent will be 4/3. Similarly, cosecant x, it will be reciprocal of sin x, so it will be 5/4. Secant x will be reciprocal of this part, so it will be 5/3, and cotangent x will be 3/4, the reciprocal of tangent x. So in this way we can find out all the trigonometric ratios if we are provided with only one trigonometric ratio. Let us have one more example, which says if AC is 5 cm, AB is 3 cm, find sin square C plus cos square C. Now, to find out sin square C plus cos square C, we must first know what is the value of cos C and sin C, for which we'll be needing the value of BC also. Since it is a right angle triangle, Pythagoras theorem is applicable, which means AB whole square plus BC whole square equals AC whole square. That is 3 square plus BC square equals 5 square, or BC square is equal 25 minus 9, that is 16, which gives us BC as plus minus 4. But length can't be negative, therefore negative value is rejected, and we have BC as 4 cm. Thus sin C equals perpendicular over hypotenuse. Perpendicular is 3 and hypotenuse is 5. Cos C equals base over hypotenuse. Base BC we have found out as 4 and hypotenuse is 5. Thus sin square C plus cos square C is 3 by 5 whole square plus 4 by 5 whole square, which gives us 3 square over 5 square plus 4 square over 5 square. Now 3 square is 9, 5 square is 25, and 4 square is 16, and 5 square is 25. Thus, taking LCM, we have 9 plus 16, or simply 25 over 25, which is 1. Thus, for the given question, sin square c plus cos square c is nothing but unity. In further videos, you will discover that this is always the case. That is, sin square of an angle plus cos square of the same angle is 1 for any angle in a right-angled triangle. The last question says, in a triangle PQR, right-angled at Q, say we have a triangle PQR which is right-angled at Q. PQ is 5 cm and PR plus QR is 25 cm. PR plus QR. Find tangent Q, sin P, and tangent P. To find out these, we need all the sides, that is hypotenuse and perpendicular. PR, its length, as well as QR, length. By Pythagoras theorem, we know that perpendicular square plus base square equals hypotenuse square, which means QR square plus PQ square equals PR square. Now from this part, QR is 25 minus PR. Now PR is hypotenuse, therefore we can replace this PR by H. Thus we have QR, which is 25 minus H whole square equals H square, and this PQ is 25 is 5, so PQ square is 25. Thus, opening this bracket by identity, a square plus b square minus 2ab equals a minus b whole square, we have 25 square plus h square minus 2 into 25 into h plus 25 equals h square, or 625 plus h square minus 50h equal plus 25 equals h square. That is 650 minus 50h equals h square, bringing this h square to this side minus h square, or we have 650, this get cancelled as 0, equals, bringing this 50h to right hand side, h. On simplifying, we will get h equals 13. H means PR is 13 centimeter. Thus QR is 25 minus PR, that is 25 minus 13, which is 12 centimeter. Now if we have to find out sin P, it will be perpendicular over hypotenuse. Perpendicular is QR and hypotenuse is 13, so it will be 12 over 13. Tangent P will be perpendicular over base, that is QR over PQ, which will be 12 over 5. But if we have to find out tangent Q and sin Q, sorry, it is tangent R and sin R, because Q is right angled at Q. So if we have to find out this the trigonometric ratios of this are, then just see this triangle by rotating this to 90 degree to right hand side, that is in this way. P on top, Q here and R here, just to have clear image of what base and hypotenuse for R will be. So PR was 13, this was 12 and this was 5. Now tangent of R equals perpendicular over base. The perpendicular here is PQ, which is 5, and base is 12. So tangent R is 5 over 12. Similarly, sine R will be perpendicular over hypotenuse. Perpendicular here is 5 and hypotenuse is 13. So if we have to find out the trigonometric ratio of an angle which is not included in the base, just rotate the triangle so as to bring the angle in base, that is what we have done over here, and you can then find out the trigonometric ratios. So friends, this was all about a brief introduction to trigonometric ratios. Thanks friends for watching Edupedia word videos.